Hey, what's up, lazy guys? Welcome to Let's Fix Things. Welcome to my basement. Hey, in this video, we're gonna do a little something a little bit different than my normal videos. We're gonna try to assemble a piece of gym equipment. The gym equipment is made by, the piece that we're gonna assemble in this video is made by RitFit. It's a leg curl machine, PLC01, I guess it's right there. So I bought 3 pieces of equipment from them and I already assembled one. Let me give you a tour of the basement real quick and show you the work I've been doing down here because it is a dead of winter. And then we'll get started building this. Well, it's the dead of winter and today's one of the coldest days of the year. It was like -2 degrees this morning at my location. So obviously during the winter, I kind of stay, I hibernate and I kind of do inside jobs. And this winter I decided to redo my entire basement. My basement was 1950s, 1960s, old chipping paint on the floor, scaling walls, everything was run down. And I had a kind of a makeshift gym down here. I had basically a weight bench and some other gym equipment just thrown around. And it really did not look pleasing. The other thing that when I originally bought the house, I had the whole house re-insulated and they convinced me to insulate the floor here because my furnace is down here and stuff like that, and they said, oh yeah, you got to insulate the floor. Well, they insulated the entire floor, and one of my problems started within a year, almost immediately, of them putting all that fiberglass insulation over my whole floor. Couple problems. Number one, I had a lot of dust particles just falling constantly, so the air quality in the basement really suffered. And then when you were working out down here, you could feel it. It just was not a comfortable, clean air feeling. Second problem was it got inundated with, well, I consider it inundated with mice. It was constant. You could hear them, you could smell them. And because we didn't use the basement, because of the air quality, it just magnified it. And the mice pretty much took over. All these were filled with fiberglass insulation. So it just became a haven for mice. I'd be able to kill 4 or 5 mice in a day, no problem. And I hate rodents. And then I have cats, so I can't put poison down. And then I wouldn't want the cats down here because they'd come up covered in the fiberglass insulation. The pink fluffy stuff. So this summer or this fall, what I did was I just got fed up with it. I literally got so fed up with dealing with the mice and having 30 to 40 mouse traps every single day, checking them, setting them, and trying to kill as many as I could. I ripped out all the insulation. I took all the insulation out of the entire basement. There's even a huge crawl space going that way underneath the great room. Crawled underneath there, and I did the same. I did that first, actually. I went in there, ripped out all the insulation out of the floor of the crawl space, vacuumed the entire place, bleached the entire place with pool shock, and then I actually spray painted 35 gallons, I do believe, of leftover white paint in there. I painted all the concrete walls and all the concrete floor, so that whole place is sanitized and clean. All done. I think I got a little leak in my mask there, but all done. This is the worst part about a sprayer. Now it's gonna take forever to pick this up. And for future reference, if you wanna lose weight, put a Tyvek suit on from Harbor Freight. You will sweat 5 pounds an hour out of it. It's like wearing a trash bag. I also strung up some Harbor Freight lights in there, LED lights, the string lights. I think there's 6 strings in there, and they stay on 24/7. Mice don't like the light, so temporarily, that's what I'm doing in there, and it worked. So then, after that was done, once it became winter, I migrated into here, and I'm doing the same thing. I ripped out all the insulation, and then I didn't spray bleach in here though, because it wasn't that bad, obviously. And I have wires and plumbing, so I didn't want to get all bleach all over the place. But I ended up ripping out all the insulation out of the whole ceiling here. And then I painted all the walls. I scraped all the walls and put concrete paint down, or concrete paint on all the walls. Concrete stucco paint, because this is like a stucco that's on there. And then I did the floor. Scraped the paint and washed it. And then I put, so far, 4 coats of paint, concrete paint on the floor. So now I'm actually building up and then I put all new lights. I put these 8-foot fluorescent lights. Instead of having light bulbs hanging every so often, like originally, I just put the plugs in, and then I put a whole bunch of 8-foot lights all the way around, and I can shut them off as needed. Every 2 have I wired them so every 2 have a switch. So if it's too bright, shut that off. Not working on the furnace, shut the one over the furnace off. And then you could do that throughout all of them. So when I'm not using the gym, or I'm not down here working, I'll turn them pretty much almost all of them off, except for the one at the bottom of the stairs and one at that far end. So anyways, that's where I'm at today. Oh, and then now I'm actually getting ready to build some gym equipment. So we picked up a Rogue squat rack right there that we're using for benching. And then I wanted to get rid of my bench press bench that's over there. My son wanted the Rogue, so he actually purchased the Rogue squat rack that we could use for benching, I should say. And then we ended up deciding on some other leg equipment. And then I have all my cardio stuff over here. In this video, we're going to be going to assemble RitFit leg curl machine PLC01. It is not my normal thing of assembling gym equipment or anything like that, or showing you my basement. But I've been doing a lot of work in my basement because it is the dead of winter. And I have another video that I'm going to be working on to install a mouse deterrent system down here also. It's an electronic device that, it's like one of the plug-in ones, but it's more of a commercial size. So eventually I'm gonna be doing a video installing that. But before I did that, I wanted to clean out the basement and get it all going there. It's gonna be a time-lapse video. I'm not gonna do step-by-step. You can watch me assemble it. I'll speed it up, obviously. There is a furnace running in the background because it was -2 degrees this morning outside. So it is probably 10 degrees if we're lucky outside right now. So the furnace is gonna be running on and off. So I'll probably throw some music onto this. But this is this video for this piece of gym equipment. I will have another video coming up, I hope, I'm waiting on some parts for this. I'll explain in walk around the basement. I'm waiting for some parts of this to be delivered. And so that'll be in an upcoming video. And then we will go from there. All right, so I opened up the box. I separated all the parts. I inspected them all. None of them look damaged. My secondary inspector sitting on my bench over here. I don't even know if you can see her. She's down here to help. Let me give you a quick scan of all the parts, and then I'm just gonna start with step 1 and go from there. Like I said, I got the furnace on, so it is kind of loud. So I'm just gonna do a time lapse of this, and fingers crossed it doesn't take too long. It shouldn't. The bench only took like 10 minutes. The longest part was separating everything, and now I'm videoing it, so it actually makes it even longer videoing it. But let me show you all the parts that I got, and we'll go from there. To start with, we have the instruction booklet. They're pretty clear. It's all pictures for the most part. You have your inventory, and it has step 1 through however many. There's step 9. Here are the bolts. Package A, package B, and it even comes with, if you notice, the wrenches to build it, an Allen wrench. There's your cable and your plate stays, I guess, maybe. So that there is part of that. So this comes with it. That's, I guess, called the main frame. Those parts there go to that machine, so we're gonna ignore those. There's my helper right there sitting on the bench. And then we have, here we go. Let me just show you real quick. Everything looks pretty decent. It'd be nice if they gave you a little, like a little fingernail polish of touch-up paint or something like that, because it does get damaged in shipping. There are some little scratches, but I'm not too worried about that. So, all right, well, I'm gonna put you on a tripod. I'll put you probably somewhere over here. And fingers crossed, we'll get this thing assembled. Well, there it is, all assembled. I'll let you know how it is when I use it. I will go over a few things that I don't like about it. Those right there are for bands, so if you don't want to put weights on here, or if you put the weights and you want the band resistance, you could do that. That's all those are. But what I don't like about it, a few things. They don't tell you how to adjust the cable, so that's one thing. Second thing is, this is metal on metal right there. So over time, that's gonna damage that. They could have put a rubber pad or something there just to cushion that so you don't hear that slamming noise. One good thing was everything of the frame is doubled up. This is a beefier plate that's welded on the outside of the tube so it doesn't collapse the tube. But on the handlebars, it does not have that. The 2 bolts on the handlebars, 2 bolts on the handlebars. So that's 2 complaints, 1 complaint. And then the other thing is there's oil. They don't tell you where to oil anything on here. I can tell this is manufactured by a different company that manufactures and boxes this. Even though they're both RitFit, they're made in different Chinese factories or whatever. Because in those directions, it tells you to oil all moving parts. This doesn't even mention the oil, you just get a piece of oil. I found the oil at the end, and the only thing I pretty much lubricated was this. And I would have liked to have lubricated this axle, all the pivot points. But once again, I was waiting for the instructions to tell me to use it, and they never told me to use it. So then when I did open it, it dumped all on my leg. But anyways, there it is. See, even in the picture, you have it metal on metal right there. But it's not that expensive of a unit, so I can't really complain too much. I will put a piece of rubber here just so I don't have to keep hearing that metal slam, metal on metal. So basically, it was like $400 with free shipping. Do I think it's worth it? Well, I don't know. I haven't used it yet. The only thing, like I said, is tell you where to oil it, when to oil it. Obviously, it's going to be all the moving parts, but it doesn't tell you step by step what bolts to oil. I wish it would tell you that part. Those two spots that aren't reinforced, I think they cheated out, went cheap on that. I think they should, address that. And just some instruction how to adjust the cable. Just take all the slack out of the cable. Do you want a little tension on the cable? Do you not want tension on the cable in the resting point? Something. Other than that, I like the look. I'll let you know once I start using it. I haven't used any of the gym equipment actually since I started fixing the gym. Kind of waiting for it to all be done to start using it, but I don't think I'm gonna wait much longer because I got one leg machine, I got this. I have no clue how long it's gonna take for them to send me those two parts that are broken on this machine. But overall, I think for the quality, it's gonna be all right. I didn't wanna buy something used on Facebook Marketplace for the gym equipment. All this stuff I bought used or got free on the side of the road. That treadmill was free on the side of the road. I had to rebuild the circuit board. These two bikes, I had one, and then the other one was in the basement when I bought the house. Anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will video. I'm more than likely going to video the second build when I build this, and that's gonna be a little bit longer. Oh, and the overall time was 1 hour and 10 minutes. I ended up, one of my problems was my 1/2-inch drive ratchet. It's an old one, so it's rusted in the middle inside, so it's not very smooth. So it would have sped it up a lot better if I used a newer, like a 3/8 drive ratchet. I think you need a 14 millimeter, a 12 millimeter, 15 millimeter, and a 17 millimeter. Oh, and I think a 19 millimeter. They give you 2 wrenches. There's no way you're gonna be able to do it all with those 2 wrenches. You'll be there forever. You don't have a wrench for the cable. That's what it was. You don't have a wrench for the cable. So that you're gonna have to provide your own, from what I could tell. My 2 wrenches didn't fit. All right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. This is just a off video. It's the middle of winter. So figure give you an update on what I've been doing. And I gotta start getting back into shape. This year really killed me. So, all right, see you on the next one, guys.